There we go. So, yeah. What do we get? I'm going to have a stable coming up for Ganji right away. Perfect. And Dark's going for a stable himself as well. It's Magyars versus Khmer for game number 1. Ganji has not had a good week so far. Yeah, it's not been the best, and we'll see if he can clutch it up over here. But from what I remember from the first 3 rounds, the standings were not favoring Ganji too much either. For Red Bull Wololo. So those are the current standings, or actually the current scores. It's not order by score, it's just order alphabetically. I've seen these sets already on Mam's Marathon, enjoy and see you. Didn't they cast the whole thing in a single sitting? Holy crap though. Damn. He cast all 15 sets. Gee. I only cast 9 yesterday, and it was like an 8-hour stream. And then I was still left for the 6 for today. Alright. See you, base. He skips some sets, but casts most of them, yes. Alright. Yeah, I'm just going to cover the whole thing. So we are going in order. Still have 6 years to go through. Let's see what we get over here. So far, looking a little bit better for Ganji. He's got the Spearman over here. The Defender's advantage as well, because of this engagement taking place so much closer to Ganji's base. Yeah, now Dark bails. He cannot really do too much, can he? Yeah, he can't really. There we go. It's overall now looking better for Dark. And it's just been such a back and forth over here. Very early into the game. We are only 5 minutes into it. It doesn't seem like we are going to have too much action left over here. Besides Dark's remaining scouts just trying to breach through and being unable to for the time being, this is most likely just going to transition into the Castle Age. And the players try to get control of the center water. And we see the full walls already out for Ganji. He's gone and tried to secure a corner for himself. Meanwhile, Dark on the other hand, not so much. But because he does have the scouts already out, he's not going to be quite as susceptible to pushes, right? From the Bull players, so he's going to be alright. He already has some protection in the form of military, and Genji's got some protection in the form of walls. He will go up to the Castle Age faster though, and Dark on the other hand, it's taking a little bit longer to go up himself. There we go, Castle Age is on the way for Bull players. And there's a little bit of a head start, about 24 seconds for Ganji to the next stage. And what will we get? Well, with Khmer, we're probably going to get Knights. And he already has one stable, right? For which I do appreciate Dark trying to take the stable down, but also Ganji's going to take the time. The Villager to try and repair the stable over here, so he's going for Bloodlines. We see Scale Bar and Armor on the way as well for Ganji, and very soon we're going to have a second stable come up. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at the left-hand side, and Dark's going after the Castle Age as well, and he already has a second stable. Nice done. He's got some scouts coming out, and the walls coming in over here as well, which I do find very interesting. And the second stable is finally coming out for Ganji. Yeah, just in time. Beautiful. Castle Age is here. Perfect. So we have the Knights coming out from Ganji, we have the Knights coming out from Dark. Because Dark has gone for so many scouts over here, the Knights from Ganji will not be particularly useful until he gets to a good amount. Otherwise the scouts can potentially take on a small amount of Knights, no problem. The cavalry is now coming out for Dark. Chain bar than armor. No chain bar than armor for Ganji at all, though. Boy, the army from Dark is so much stronger, mainly because of the light cavalry over here. Not something that I would have been able to predict before. But this is looking good. There you go, nice. Yeah, there we go. Overall, pretty good defense over here for Ganji, but Dark is gonna keep on putting more and more pressure up as he's got both stables working. He's got a second DC coming up, but his economy push over here is not going to be, or his economy play is not going to be anywhere near as strong as Ganji is. Ganji's gone for 2 additional TCs. He'll be spending a lot of extra resources into villager production, while Dark on the other hand is just going for, yeah, full push over here. Can he make this work though? We take a look at the HP pool over here, and it's looking better for Dark if you take into account only the Knights or the military units, right? Then Dark's coming in right away with the light cavalry, straight to the back. Ganji's base, and you know, Ganji playing with Chimera at the very least will have the ability to gather some villagers inside houses. But he could still end up losing a few villagers over here, and so far he's done a really good job defending. Take a look at this. Because of how Dark split his army up into 2 groups, the one that he sent on the back over here, he's been unable to get a single villager. Actually, he does get 1 villager. This one over here. So he gets the single villager pick. And then he gets cleaned out. That was a much better trade for Ganji, who's now left on more military units and a stronger economy as well. Round 4, by the way. So let's update the stream title. Once again, Dark gets pushed away from here. He's been a little bit too reckless with this army when trying to put pressure. Beautiful. Here we are. See, the conversion's coming up now as well for Ganji, and that's going to be enough for him to push Dark away. He holds on to his military and villager lead, and from this point onwards, it's just going to be pretty rough for Dark. It's going to be on the back foot. And the only way for him to potentially come back over here, in my opinion, would be to stop going for as many villagers and just keep on going for full military production over here. If he tries to play for economy, I don't think it's going to be good. Beautiful defense for Ganji so far. Man, he's been able to survive really well over here. And the game is a little bit longer because of it. Dark tried to make it a quick one though, with the raid attempts earlier. That's about it. Here we go. Overall, I do like the army for Dark, but once again, I feel like it's not strong enough, and I feel like he's not committing hard enough to this. Beautiful. Here we are. Scale Barden armor. Scale mail armor is coming in for Dark. Doesn't really have any infantry currently though, but it seems like he's going to make a play for pikes as well. He kind of needs to, given the amount of pike Ganji is handling over here. You definitely don't want to be going for full-on knights over here only, but Dark's going for full-on knights over here only, so he'll get cleaned up, and that is not a good trend. What's going on with Dark? That is a scary amount of pikemen, even with a hill advantage over here. He'll end up either getting completely wiped out, or it's gonna be left on almost no knights to do any damage with. And of course, Ganji can't just keep on going for as many pikes as he wants. He's not going to pay too many resources for these compared to the knight production that Dark's been going for. So this has been an incredible defense, and Dark just kept on smashing against the wall. You know? Imperial Age is on the way now for Ganji, of course, surprising no one given how much cheaper his army was and how much stronger his economy was as well. Still was on the way, so Ganji can make a play for Cavalier. Potentially, and Dark is kind of an awkward spot. Fantastic. More barracks now for Dark, so he finally starts going a little bit more heavily into pikemen, but it seems like Ganji should be in a much better position now that he's got into the Imperial Age. He's got villagers coming forward. He was going to try and go for the castle drop. Now he's got half of the year coming up. Handcart. Scale mill armor only now coming in though for Ganji, but the half of the upgrade is going to make these units so much stronger anyway. He's only 10 seconds away from it. He's going for a defensive castle though. I mean, this is still out in the open, but it's going to be closer to Ganji's base than Dark's base. Yeah, you know, now we have half of the year. Ganji's defense is significantly stronger. Ideally, he wants to go also for chainmail armor, as he's kind of liking the +2/+2. As he gets pushed away from the castle here. But in the end, the castle's coming out for sure. It's not really a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Yeah, and there we go. Ganji's going for a few extra halberdier with chainmail armor finally coming up. His halberdier going to be significantly stronger compared to before. In Dark, Dark's getting enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age, yes, but he's missing a building. Ah, okay, he was going for something. I think he might have gone for the university. Yeah, because the monasteries already had relics garrison. Alright, so he's got the monastery and the university. He's going up to the Imperial Age. In Ganji doesn't have an economy lead anymore. Interestingly enough. There we are. Fantastic. Overall, pretty good. Dark seems like he's retaining momentum over here despite fighting against stronger units, arguably, and Ganji's struggling to make the halberdier play. How many barracks do we have for each player, by the way? This is also going to be quite important. There's 4 barracks over there for the blue player. Meanwhile, there are 7 barracks currently up for Dark. He's going for 2 more. So yeah, no wonder he was able to keep up with pikeman production over here. Interestingly now, the KD is actually fair in Dark as well, despite the units from Ganji being stronger. But we are getting to a good amount of halberdier. Now the villagers are coming out. Ganji knows he's got the chance to get in the castle up, so he's going for it. He's going for the gold as well afterwards. There we go, the castle's coming up. Should be anyway. And ideally, Ganji wants to increase his production potential as well. There is the castle drop though, down the south over here from Dark, and Ganji reacts to this with a castle of his own. He'll get pushed away from the wood. Fortunately for him, he still has wood safe on the back. I'm actually not really sure if he knows about it though. Oh boy, he's got no idea. He doesn't know about that wood. He's got still up in the north some wood available, and he could potentially make a play for this one as well. But the one on the back is going to be kind of important if he is unable to break out of his own base. Especially as this one is potentially going to be denied very soon as well. Hey, Fluffy! My pleasure. Yeah, no problem. I hope you had a great stream. Yeah. I was out right away because I was wrecked from the stream. It was quite a day yesterday. Pretty heavy. A lot of streaming afterwards. Had to do some studying, practicing guitar, practicing English, going through flashcards, cooking, cleaning. Basically went to bed just in time to sleep a little bit under 8 hours and wake up straight to start casting today already. Your scores will be kind of bog here. Yeah, I guess so. That is true. We have instead Ganji going for sound talks in the war galley upgrades on the way, so he'll go for galleon potentially, maybe cannon galleon. I've had 6 hours, but nothing will keep me away from me. Ah, nice. Beautiful defense for Ganji. Those got 2 trebuchets versus only 1 in the Dark. And he should be able to get the castle down over here for sure. How many villages do we have for the red player? He's got 13, so he'll be able to keep the castle up for the time being. We're going to need a 3rd trebuchet over here for Ganji to take the castle down. Meanwhile, there's only 1 trebuchet. Okay, there's the 2nd trebuchet coming up over here from Dark. How many villages do we have for Ganji to repair? It's got 10 villagers. It's going to suffice against 1 trebuchet. not against two trebuchets. He's gonna try and repair the trebuchet over there as well himself. We have some Magyar Hussar. Yeah, and he gets one of the trebuchets down. As we have the halberdier coming over from Ganji, he's trying to push the villagers away so that they cannot keep on repairing. And he's trying to go up to the trebuchet himself, but he's unable to do it. So it seems like Dark will be able to get the castle down over here. And Ganji, well, he was looking strong and he was the first player to go to the Imperial Age. He's on the back foot right now as well. This castle death, Dark waits to death, and it's GG, I think. We still have one castle left in the north, though. Oh, yeah, you're correct. The title has a German flag, sorry. This time, let me fix that real quick. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, sure thing. NT5. For sure. You're going to keep up just as Dark doing over here. Coming in with Cavalry Archers now into the mix as well. How many upgrades do you have for these guys? These seem to be almost fully upgraded. He's got to get Recurve Bow. Right now he's got Bracer. He's got Chemistry. As well as Parthian Tactics and Leather Arch Armor. So he's missing Ring Arch Armor. He's missing Recurve Bow, and then he's going to have these fully upgraded for, you know, as much snag as can get all the upgrades. Yeah, and Ganji just calls a GG over there. The writing was kind of on the wall. The game was not over just yet, but it was starting to crumble a little bit for Ganji. And once again, the motivation for some of these players to keep on going when they do not really stand too many chances of coming out close to the top means that we're most likely going to get shorter games today compared to the series that we had yesterday. So let's go through the achievements before we jump into game number 2. Taking a look at the military. We have, first off, a stronger KD for Dark by quite a bit. That's going to be about 76. Well, for economy, he's managed to rack in a lot of extra resources too, collecting about 7,000 extra resources. Not really that much, about 6,300. But if we take a look at technology, we'll see faster uptimes for Ganji, which unfortunately he wasn't able to make use of. Even if it was over a full 5 minutes faster Imperial Age time for Ganji, for instance, he couldn't really do anything to take advantage of it. Went for Halberdier, yeah, but it took a long time before he even had enough units to hold on against a vastly superior pikeman army from Dark. Plus the upgrades he was lacking too for defense. Not good. We have in the end a lot of extra villager picks over here though. From Dark against Ganji. He ended up losing about 32 villagers, Dark that is, but Ganji ended up losing about, what is that, 45, I think. Yeah, overall pretty good. We'll jump into game number 2 right away. And welcome you guys, everyone, then, to the next one. We're going to bring Dark down to the red color, so we have blue and red. And we have double bit X coming in immediately for Ganji. So there's an archer range for Dark. He's playing with Britain, so it makes sense. We have double archer ranges coming up over here for Dark. He's playing Dravidian, so it makes sense. He does begin already with extra resources because of the Dravidian bonus. He's going to begin with 200 extra wooden that allows him to go for this immediately. While Dark, on the other hand, is going to have to wait a little bit before he's able to go for a second archer range. He already has some archers coming out. Yeah, he's just doing whatever he can, man, but it's not going to be quite a strong production as Ganji's gonna look a little bit stronger over here in the fuel age. There is nothing special about the Briton archers, not until we get to the castle age and they get their sweet, sweet extra range. So, this could be really good for Ganji. We'll see if he's able to clutch it up. Dark so far is looking stronger. In terms of gameplay, of course, but we'll see. Nice mixture of archers and skirmishers coming out for Ganji. Meanwhile, Dark, on the other hand, has been going just for archers for the most part. Still no second archer range. As a matter of fact, he's going for a preempted tower next to, to the gold. And he was trying to go for the walls already, but wasn't really going to get away with it. So he's going for much more reasonable walls right now, closer to the TC. And he's just going to bank on the tower to defend his gold miners. However, Ganji could potentially try to park these units underneath the tower over there because he's got skirmishers as well. So much stronger compared to the defensive units from Dark. He's banking only on archers for the most part. Beautiful tower location for Ganji now. That is the one downside of going for the preempted tower. It's going to give you safety earlier, yes. But it's not really going to prevent your resource from getting denied. Especially the tower, the preemptive one is to the side or to the back of the resource you're trying to protect. So here comes Ganji. Notice he's relocating the tower over here. He's just trying to assess the situation, make sure that he can deny as much as possible. So with this tower over here, he'll be able to deny the gold. But then he'll also be able to push some of the villagers away from this bull lane. Plus, he's got a skirmisher on the left-hand side, so both the right and left-hand side lumberjacks from this bull lane. And bailing. Yeah. There you are. He's coming in now. Should be able to go for yet another tower. Doesn't really have the resources though to go for a second tower, so just gonna try and breach through and come in with villages and try to get some damage down with vills and skirmishers for the most part. This could be really good from Ganji. And Dark is already on his way to the castle age, so if he's able to survive over here a little bit longer, that's going to leave Dark in a much better spot, of course, although the pressure from Ganji is so strong. Two archers forward. He does end up pushing some of the lumberjacks away from the left-hand side woodland, the only one that Dark was collecting from still. And now he's actually making a move over to the north to collect some extra gold, to collect some extra wood. And he's got a stable and a stone wall coming out to prevent Ganji from coming in. And Ganji's going to end up losing two archers over there. Got a little bit too greedy. He's got some stone walls coming up around the tower, and this is good because he still keeps on denying the gold and he still keeps on denying the wood, but because Dark's already made a play for the wood up in the north, for the stone, sorry, for the gold up in the north. Doesn't seem like, yeah, Dark's going to be too much back foot, you know. Genji's going out to the castle age right now and doesn't seem like he'll be able to do much of anything anymore with these 4 units, so he's bailing. He's going right back. Fantastic. Castle age is here, ready for Dark. He gets a 50% wood discount on DCs in the castle age, but stone's going to be full cost, so he needs to go for 30 more or so.
Yay. Mandatum.
Here come the archers.
Yay.
Yeah, crossman coming in for Dark as well. And this is what he wanted to get to. He wants to get to the extra range, so he's got crossman upgrade, Baki arrow coming in. Some knights over here, which is going to be fantastic for a meat shield against the skirmishers.
Ready. என்ன கட்டளை? சரி. உங்கள் சித்தம். Mandatum. Ready. Yay. Ready. Mandatum. Sari.
Here we go. Knights coming in. Gotta be careful. There are some spearmen over here. Even without the pikeman upgrade, still going to be quite deadly against the knights. Overall, it's been pretty good unit control though from Dark. Notice he's getting a bunch of units down over here. He hasn't lost a single archer himself yet. And this is without ballistics, mind you, as well. Just pretty good unit control. Do we have a university coming up for the red player? He's just gone for a siege workshop, so we have a manual coming out. It's gonna be good against the units that Ganji's been going for, but no university means no ballistics. Instead, he's got a second TC on the way, and Ganji was later to the castle age, but he went for the second TC faster than Dark. Here we go. Oh! Let's check. Beautiful. Fantastic. The spearmen go down, and now these skirmishers and crosses are not going to be quite as strong anymore. Definitely would like for Dart to keep on going for a few extra crosses as well. And honestly, I feel like Magnus and crosses alone are going to be so good. He doesn't even need the knights. But he's going pretty heavily into knights, or at the very least he was going pretty heavily into knights. He's gotten up to 10 already. We have ballistics already for Ganji, so these crosses are going down for sure. There's a defensive mountain coming out for Ganji. And the game is heating up. The game is heating up. It's looking a lot more interesting compared to the previous one. Well, that might actually not be true. The first game was actually pretty good still as well, but this is looking pretty good for Ganji, and that's great because we might get a full set over here. I do appreciate for sure Ganji, you know, still trying over here pretty hard. There we go. Nice mango shot. No ballistic for the mangonel, but good unit control is going to be almost as good. Take a look at the knights in the back though. Dark isn't able to get even a single villager. He's got chain bar and armor, but these knights are not too strong because of the lack of bloodlines, which Britons don't get at all. So I am not too sure about Britons going for knights this heavily. It certainly would have preferred a lot better if he was on, you know, mangonels and crossbows. With the extra range and good unit control, Dark should be able to get much better trades over here against Ganji for sure, but he's now on the back foot. He's behind in military, he's behind in worker count as well. And the little army he's got is not even his civilization's strongest army. And it's not even what's going to work over here. Sometimes you will go for units that are not your civilization strengths, but it's when they work in the context. But this time around, doesn't seem like it's going to be the case even. We have enough crosses over here from Ganji that he should be able to take on the knights. Yes. Here we are. Oh, good attack round over there though from Dark. Doesn't that get in a few units? But the units were very, very close to the Magna. That is another good attack for Dark as well, but unfortunately, he was able to get only 2 skirmishes and 2 crossbows here.
சரி
And he lost 2 Magnas already, so it's not ideal. Kind of far from it actually.
உங்கள் சித்தம்
நான் தயார் ஏ
There we go, the villages are going down. Yes, sir, there we go. 3 villages already dead. Our village is going down over here. He's finally able to get some damage down with the knights over here. I'm just not positive that this is sufficient. If you take a look at the villager count, still going to be higher for Ganji, and these knights are going down, so they were able to get some villagers down, but it's not going to be a sustained push. He is prompting a little bit of an idle villager time from Ganji, but that's about it. 3 TCs already for the blue player, 3 TCs already for the red player. Ganji. What? He was much closer to going up to the Imperial Age. He got rid of the knights. He was the one putting pressure. And he calls a GG because the score was higher for Dark. I don't know about this. I mean, Dark did manage to get better KDs overall. So that's inflating his score. But honestly, you know, Ganji was in a no right spot, man. I don't know about this. But yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. The motivation is not going to be the highest. And it seemed like that was not going to be the case for Ganji. It seemed like he was going to try a little bit harder, but he ends up calling the GG over here. And that is a rough position for sure. Let's take a look at the achievements then before jumping into the next series of the day. We'll see, for military, a stronger KD for Dark for sure. Yeah, once again, no question about it. Somewhat stronger economy with 800 extra resources collected. But you got to take in mind as well, the units that Dark was going for, they were pretty expensive as well. So it's kind of necessary for him to get a better than 1-to-1 KD ratio. And I'm not really sure if it was worth it still. He lost so many knights. So many Magnus as well. Well, it is what it is. At the end of the day, Ganji, despite being on a higher worker count, despite the rates and everything, he was still ahead in worker count. He decides to just call it over here, and that's going to be 2-0 for Dark. We'll jump into the next series in a moment.